in your house, 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 in your house, 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 in your house, 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 in your house, 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 house. In your house, house, house. In your house, 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 house. In your house, house, house.
Bada boom, realest one in the room. How you doing? I'm a certified G, bona fide stud. You can't teach that. And you are tuned in to IYH.
Hi, this is Isla Dawn, and you're watching In Your House podcast. This is Alexis Littlefoot, the Big Flexer, and this is In Your House.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We as them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Swole. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con-Man, and I'm in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it's Thursday, and you know what that means. That means it's time for the AEW Dynamite review show. And of course, you know I'm hanging out with my guys over here, hanging out with my dude over here representing Gonzo Sports Room and Gonzo Wrestling Room. He's the oldest man on the internet, but he's also the OG of professional wrestling. That's OG Tony Gonzalez. What is up, man?
Oh man, not a whole lot. Just been enjoying the week. Trying to stay dry mostly.
Oh man, this rain has been crazy.
And Muncie got killed. We got about almost 10 inches the other day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of people getting flooded out, and they're looking at maybe another 1 to 4 inches tonight here in Muncie.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know we're supposed to be getting another bad storm tonight. So hopefully everybody stays safe in the central Indiana area, or anybody that's being affected by it for sure. You guys be safe. But, you know, we're doing our thing over here. We're going to try to stay safe over here. But I know one guy that doesn't stay safe. He likes to stay dangerous. He's the producer of the show. On Wednesdays, we talk WCW, but every day he's the voice. Josh Joseph, what is up, man?
How goes it, house? How goes it, household? Tony, build an ark. There's a whole story about it.
We're going to have to. We're going to have to.
Survive. That's how you survive. You collect 2 of every wrestling fan, and then you got yourself a promotion. You're going to do good. Don't worry about it, guys. Rain's coming down there. Rain's come up here. It's everywhere. I mean, this whole week, we had to literally drive every car in my factory into the buildings.
Wow.
Because they were afraid of a 160 mile per hour wind. Nice. Well, I won't say who I said was controlling the weather, but we're here to talk AEW Dynamite. And fans, I am ready to talk Dynamite like we do every Thursday here at the In Your House Network.
Yes, man, and excited to talk Dynamite with my brothers here in podcasting, my brothers here and in your house, and of course, our brothers over there at Gonzo Sports Room and Gonzo Wrestling Room. Shout out to those brothers over there. And before we hop into the AEW Dynamite review show, I want to give a quick shout out to the folks helping keep the lights on here at In Your House. That's NordVPN. Look, wrestling fans, you already have enough people trying to work you. Your internet provider doesn't need to be one of them. NordVPN helps your connection stay private and protected, and right now through IYH you can get 75% off plus 3 extra months with plans starting at just $349. So go to inyourhouse.com/NordVPN and get protected. NordVPN, because getting worked by wrestling is fun, getting worked online not so much. So let's get to the show. I'm enjoying these ad reads, man. Let's get to the show. Yeah, that was a good one. So let's jump into the show. AEW Dynamite. It was okay. That's my initial thought on it. Okay, it didn't blow me out of the water. As a matter of fact, this was probably one of the more disjointed shows in the last month, in my personal opinion. Still some good wrestling, but I just feel like the flow of the card was just a little bit weird. We're still like 2 weeks, like a little bit over 2 weeks out from All In London, and it feels like that it was, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but watching it almost felt go home show. Like there was a couple of things like the whole like the beginning of the show, with continuing the story with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, and I'm like, so you're helping up Ospreay. You could have hit him with whatever it was, the pipe or whatever he had in his hand there or whatever. I'm like, what are they gonna do for the next 2 weeks? Like, that's my question. What are these two men going to do for the next 2 weeks that's going to get us any more excited for the match than we are right now? I just don't think there's much. And we still have over 2 weeks. So, yeah, there was that for sure. The Continental Cup. Now, I guess it's the Continental Challenge Cup. So they just keep adding. So it was the Continental Cup. Now it's the Continental Challenge Cup. It's the C3. I get it's new and we're trying to figure. I love the concept of it. And I actually, little quick side note, I looked it up because I was like, okay, so one of the main rules of the Continental Challenge Cup, or even the Continental rules period, is there's no outside interference. Can't do any outside interference. So my question to myself in that moment was like, okay, but like, what's the consequences if somebody actually interferes? Like, how is this different than any other match? And I looked it up, and the Continental rules actually state that if somebody interferes in the match, the person who they interfered in favor of gets suspended from the tournament, and the person who interfered gets suspended from AEW. And I'm like, okay, so they actually put a little thought into it. That's my whole point in saying that, is to say I can appreciate the fact that they put a little thought into it, because it's like, so okay, somebody interferes in the match. What are you guys gonna do? So they did have some rules on that. So I did like that. Had Jay White move on, which I was happy about that. Jon Moxley moved on, which I was not happy about that. I thought I was going to walk in this podcast and be the cock of the walk and strut my stuff and everything. Be like, yeah, I'm the smartest wrestling guy in the room. Yeah, see, yeah. And it just didn't work out like that. It just didn't work out like that, because Jon Moxley is Jon Moxley, and he runs the entire universe that is AEW. He can do whatever he wants to do. And I'm just like, man, now he's going to go to the finals and we'll see what happens with it. I'll tell you what, before I ask OG Tony his thoughts on the show, because there's still a couple of things in there that we're going to talk about, and I'm sure OG will fill those gaps. I'm going to be so pissed off if Moxley wins this tournament. I'm going to be so pissed, because it's like, we just did this whole thing just to be like, oh, I'm Jon Moxley. I'm the strongest guy in the room. I could be AEW champion if I wanted to, but I just don't feel like being it right now. So let's put on a whole tournament so I make myself look even more like a badass, and I'm stroking my own cock even more. And I'm like, bro, this whole concept is great. This whole concept of this tournament is great. Amazing.
if it is an opportunity to put the title on somebody else. If this is just a Jon Moxley stroke session, then I'm not with it. I'm not with it at all. But if this is an opportunity to give somebody another, take the title off of him, even if the winner of it doesn't beat him, at least it gets the title off him and he could do something else. I really thought with the way that they were pushing Jungle Jack Perry that was the direction that we were going in. I truly believe that. He just signed a new contract. They've been doing vignettes. He's been having matches. But one thing that I have noticed, though, I'm about to give it to OG right now. But what I have noticed that even with all this fanfare that Jungle Jack has, he hasn't really won much lately. He hasn't really done much of anything. He's had opportunities, like the opportunity that he just had in the Continental Challenge Cup. And then he had an opportunity in a triple threat match for the AEW National Champion. He lost that too, so he's not winning nothing, even though he has a lot of fanfare. OG, what's your thoughts, man? Where were you at on this episode of AEW Dynamite?
It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't terrible or anything like that, but it was kind of disjointed. I thought the first half, I wasn't a big fan of the Ospreay and Omega promo
Interaction, yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. I loved MJF being back. I think that's important. I thought that match was decent. I enjoyed it. I loved Jay White Finley match.
That was fun.
I wasn't a huge Jay White fan. Wasn't a huge Finley fan. But they, especially Finley, really showed me something in this match. Jay White has for the last few times I've seen him. If he can just stay healthy, I'm worried about this dude staying healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
He looked like he rang his bell during that match, but I thought that was the match of the night. I really enjoyed that. But then after that, it kind of fell off for me. I wasn't a big fan of the deal with Hangman and them.
Man.
I think they're forcing Swerve in. I know what everybody says. This is going to bring in the New Day, and I don't want to see New Day in a 6-man tag.
I don't either. And we'll definitely get right back to you, but just my thoughts with Swerve there for a second, because I want to make sure I got this out before you got too far. What was he even there for? That was one of the most pointless returns ever, and I like Swerve. And one thing that Voices said on this show is that, and he was really bullheaded on it, and not in a bad way, but in a good way. He was like, I know Swerve is back. I know he's having great matches in the Owen Cup. I just still feel like that after it's done, he needs to take time off and get off of TV. And that's exactly what happened. He took time off and came off of TV. This was a bad return, because he came out and he's confronting Hangman and Brodito for what? For what reason? Are you saying now you want to come after the Trios Championships, like OG kind of alluded to a little bit? But even then, it's like, what are we doing this for? Then you have Ricochet come out. Ricochet's really, I know I've already gushed about him before, but just gotten so much better on the mic. But my whole point in saying all that is that Swerve return felt forced, nonsensical, and it felt like there was no reason for it at all.
Yep, I agree.
That's just where I'm at.
Yeah. From there on, I thought the show was kind of disjointed. Darby's promo was okay, nothing great. We had the Kevin Knight Jericho match, which I thought was pretty decent, and had that one bad spot, which I know we're probably going to talk about.
Oh, we'll definitely talk. Yeah.
I thought having two women's matches back to back was kind of weird for them.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the Fletcher stuff with with Okada, and of course they announced that match with them three, which would be a great match at All In, no doubt.
Oh, that's going to be amazing.
It'd probably be match of the show, probably.
Oh, I agree.
And then Moxley and Perry, I hated it. I thought they destroyed Jack Perry. I thought Moxley just beat the shit out of him, and they basically destroyed him. I don't think they didn't make Perry. They put him in a first round match, and he basically gets destroyed.
I know. I just don't get it at all. I don't get it at all, because I really felt like I felt like a strong feeling. And Pluggo on Sunday is even like I could see that it's like a possibility to get that title off of Jon Moxley early, so that way he can pivot to something else leading up to all in. And now it seems like he's almost most certainly going to go to the final so he can have his spot at All In and probably win his title back. And then it's like I don't know, just every time Moxley takes a step forward with me, it feels like he takes 2 steps back, because I was like, what the fuck was he talking about in that promo backstage? And then after the promo's over, he awkwardly starts wrestling around with Wheeler Yuta and stuff like that, because that's their thing, is wrestling. What are we doing? What are we doing? The Divine Dominions promo where they drop the mugs of beer, they have no charisma at all. My God, those girls are absolute charisma vacuums. Like, when I watched the promo, honestly, I'm not even joking. This is not even joke. This is not shtick for the podcast or anything like that. I really think after their promo, I fell asleep. I think that's when I conked out. This is not shtick. This is not a joke. I think that's when I actually blacked out for the night. It was terrible. Oh, my God. We're going to get to the whole spot that has a lot of the internet talking, and that's Jericho and Don Callis and the blown spot there that made an otherwise really good match just awkward, and it was just... that whole thing was a mess. But let's give it to Voice, man. Voice, let's get some of your thoughts on this episode of AEW Dynamite.
Well, I understand where everybody's at. I threw on my AEW glasses for this one, and when I threw them on, the bling, as the kids say, that was added to it, kind of threw away the show for me. Because what I'm saying is guys like Moxley, guys like Jericho, guys like Omega, I'm sorry. There's better ideas for what you guys can do and how you can benefit. Right now, what I just witnessed and seen last night was a bunch of guys that are still trying to be these storytellers that they've made their names for. And, you know, with all the influence that is starting to happen backstage with some of the names that are there and their input into some of these stories, especially, let me go with Jack Perry. Jack Perry could have been wrote as this year's like breakout star, this year's everything, if they would have allowed him to beat Moxley in this first round. But what they do, they had your typical Moxley match. Why? What is the point? I guarantee you it's an ego. And the man with the ego is Jon Moxley. And anybody can come on here and say anything they want and back him up. That's fine. But I'm going on what I see and what you see. And if you're not seeing that, then you are completely blinded to reality. Because Kenny Omega's the same way. Like, what the fuck? You're going against Ocean Spray, just so you know, for that title.
Yeah.
You need to do something. You did this. Well, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you. What the fuck are you doing? Shut up.
We still got 2 more weeks of this, Voice.
Dude, tell me if Omega wouldn't have just fucking laid his ass out. Tell me we wouldn't be talking about this new Omega mindset.
The conversation would be
weeks.
completely different.
Boom, there, you fix that one. Tell Moxley, hey, we're not doing it that way. You can do that. I guarantee you can do that. And if he's got a problem, you can go, well, you can go home, and guess what? You're going to be the first one I don't pay. So go home, calm down, fucking talk to your demons, go fucking cheese grate your head, whatever the fuck you got to do, because what I'm witnessing is you're coming on television, cutting a promo, and then going playing drunk uncle games with your little nephew in the background. What the fuck do you think that's doing? That's just you're distracting from what's happening in the rest of what we're trying to show. He's annoyed me beyond belief. the fact that he's still in this tournament when you have so many avenues. You were setting up with him getting in the middle with Ocean Spray and Omega. You had all these things you could have done to where you're boosting everybody up in the company that's around this thing. And Jack Perry is the one I would have started with this. I don't understand. I get that they're more or less, I bet you, just from what we know about Mox and the way he thinks about matches, when we've seen Jack get busted open, I think he cut himself. I didn't see anything in that match up until then. So he blades himself, which is fine. That's how you get color sometimes. But once I seen that, it seemed more like now we're going into Mox's idea of how we tell Jack's story in this. And then that turns into, well, Mox is telling his story. Just because your brothers that are stayed over in WWE can build stories for years and keep a crowd entertained doesn't mean he can. And that's what I'm getting with him. Again, Kenny Omega, you just drive me nuts with that. And whatever happened between the Callis and Jericho spot, yeah, it sucked. It was fucking stupid. But if Don Callis blows the spot, why is the million-year veteran fucking being a man-child and dragging the Jet? Why not, I don't know, kick out, Jet, kick out of this. And
how about, I'm sorry to interrupt, but like roll him around, then pull your legs back, push him to the ropes, then Callis is there when you do the leg push, pushing Jericho with his legs towards the rope because he's twisting out of the walls of Jericho. He's twisting out of the walls of Jericho. Pushes his legs, pushes Jericho with his legs into the rope. Don Callis on there. Boom! Screwdriver to the head. The spot's fixed. Instead, it's so obvious what you're doing when you're dragging the Jet to the edge of the ring just so this guy can hit you with the freaking screwdriver. It's egregious.
And that's my main point. What we talk about is these guys are working for their moments and their spots in their matches, and it's getting kind of annoying. I want to see the young talent flourish and do some cool shit. I mean, okay, let's talk about the women's division. Willow's given her interview backstage doing her thing, and I'm pretty sure it was pre-taped. But then out of nowhere, Moné comes flying in there with the title and just
smashed her.
Just lays her out. Okay, you're building up a story there. Well, why can't you do that with the men's division? That's little old Mercedes Moné. Oh, she left WWE. She's going to drown. I guarantee you her and Willow came up with that on the spot and they ran with it, and I'm here talking about it. Instead of talking about the matches that we've seen. Look, that Jericho Jet match was it was good.
It was a good match.
Great, and we talked about that Wednesday of Jericho's longevity. We watched one of his earlier matches when he was going up against Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
The fact that he's still doing it to that day.
Fighting for championships.
We get that ending. Get the fuck out of here. What are we doing? What are we doing? That ain't a cruise. You're not on your Jericho cruise. There's not a bunch of drunk dummies that are going to buy into this nonsense. Jet's not in a position in which he can take control of that situation. You have to be the veteran and guide him.
Yeah, especially the position he was in.
Dude, he's gonna do what he did. He's supposed to do that. He didn't know what the fuck was going, so he's flailing around.
Yeah. And it was weird positioning because if you looked at it, even though everybody's putting the heat on Don Callis for it, looking at it and looking at the spot for it, I'm like, well, I see why he stepped out of the ring, because from the way Aubrey Edwards' angle was, it looked like that if he would have got in the ring and struck him, her peripheral vision would have easily caught him.
Yeah.
And the match is blown.
Yeah. True. Go ahead, Tony.
I don't think he was supposed to come in the ring, but they were so far back
Yeah.
That's why he came in the ring, and then Jericho kind of waves him off so that he gets back out of the ring. It was just messed up from the start. I don't know why
So,
they were so far away.
Yeah.
well, then that tells me Don didn't blow a spot. It sounds like
No.
the guy who set up the walls kind of blew the spot.
what I
It's
thought.
not the walls of Jet. Before we go any further,
Sure.
Aubrey Edwards was the perfect thing in this match. You can never take away from what she
All right,
does.
here we go with this bit.
She's amazing. I mean, if she's not reffing a match, you don't have a title on the line. You don't have nothing because she is the crown jewel.
Jesus, man.
They
Jesus.
think it's a bit. It's not a bit. I think she's amazing. I love Aubrey and the way
Aubrey's
she
great.
refs.
Aubrey's great. I do love Aubrey. I'm not gonna lie. I do love Aubrey. So I'm with you on that. Aubrey's great. But yeah, this episode of AEW. Wow, I'm still excited for All In. Don't get me wrong. Like it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt my excitement at all. If anything, I'm a little bit more excited because that triple threat's now confirmed with Tateska and Okada and Fletcher. That's going to be amazing. So that coming out of the show, I'm just a tiny bit more excited, but not because of really anything that happened on this show. Because even the MJF match, which I thought the MJF and Nick Wayne and Speedball match was a fun match. Like I thought that was a pretty good match, and I'm really noticing that they are really giving opportunities to Nick Wayne, and he's kind of eating on these opportunities, and I'm not hating it at all. He's young. I think he's in his early 20s as well. Second generation wrestler, I think that he is, and he's slowly but surely coming into his own. And when I saw that match on the card and I saw Speedball Bailey and Nick Wayne and MJF, I'm like, we all know who's winning this thing. It's a layup because it helps the story with Andrade and who's going to get that opportunity at the AEW Championship coming out of All In. The story's built in. It's easy money, but I do like the build of Nick Wayne for sure. It's something that I'm enjoying. But listen, we are actually going to bring a segment back here on the show that we haven't done in a couple of weeks. We're going to do the Loves and the Loathes, continuing to talk about AEW Dynamite. And yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So we're going to jump on that. We are going to take a break. We're going to get those bills paid. Myself, OG Tony, and the voice, we're going to bring back the Loves and the Lows. What were we loving about AEW Dynamite? What were we loathing? I think on this week, there's probably going to be a little bit more lows than we normally do for sure. But hey, we're going to talk about that and so much more on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You wanna be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where I YH live. Brainbuster Tees is where I YH live.
Hey guys, it's the executive producer of the In Your House podcast, Alakan the Con Man House, here to tell you on this commercial break to like and subscribe to In Your House on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe on Twitch at Team IYH. And remember to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And leave a review and 5-star rating. We thank you for your continued support. It all helps for us to stay charted and continue to give you that work. Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. I'm hanging out with OG Tony Gonzalez and of course the voice Josh Joseph, and we are talking AEW Dynamite. We just talked about a good portion of the show on the first half, but now we're going to get a little granular right now and really dig deep in the show and do our loves and lows. And for anybody that is new to the loves and the lows, what we do here at In Your House is we talk about what we love on the show, but we keep it balanced by talking about something that we didn't love on the show, something that we might have loathed on the show. It helps us keep things balanced in the household to where we don't get too overly positive, but definitely not too overly negative. So let's jump right into it. OG, give me a love, give me a love.
Yeah, I had a couple of loves. MJF, Nick Wayne, and Speedball. I really enjoyed that. I agree with you about Nick Wayne. I think they're pushing him. I think they're pushing Speedball.
Oh yeah, they are.
Level. I don't know if Speedball is going to be a top guy, but I think he's going to be a strong mid-card guy. I love MJF being back, period. I think the show suffers when he's not on there. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was his best promo, but it was solid, and it helped. It helped the show because Andrade's kind of hurt right now, and he couldn't be on it. So they needed MJF's presence on there. So
yeah.
That was one of my loves. The other one was Jay White and Dave Finlay. I really enjoyed that match. Finlay showed me something. I was going to ask you guys a question. Do you guys think Finlay made the right move of going to AEW over NXT?
It's a good question because isn't there another Finlay over on NXT?
Yes.
And he's with Birthright, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. He could have went over there and been a tag team. He could have been part of Birthright, NXT. I don't know. Man, I got to be honest, though, because the jury is out on that. Because with him being with the Dogs, and the Dogs are kind of like helping rehabilitate that tag team division, they could really be in a good spot where they could be mixing it up with teams like the Motor City Machine Guns, mixing it up with teams like the New Day, continue to mix it up with the Bang Bang Gang, mixing it up with the Young Bucks. I mean, it's a good question, but as of right now, I don't hate the spot that he's in.
I just think that I think seeing him in singles action, I think he would have really fit in on NXT.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I'm absolutely. If you put him on NXT right now, I wouldn't bat an eye. And that's I mean that in the best possible way. I mean, like, you could drop him in there, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Voice, what about you?
I think he made the correct move because he's not a part of the Samoan family. So what the fuck's he gonna get boosted over on NXT? He would, as soon as Zilla shows up, boom, he's buried. No one's worried about Dave. So it doesn't. To me, he's doing the right move because look who he's featured up against. Bang Bang Gang is not a squad to scoff at in AEW. They got some of the best wrestlers there, some of my favorites.
Sure, yeah.
Watching over there. I mean, Juice Robinson, any day.
Yeah.
I will watch a match of his.
Oh, Juice is so entertaining.
Yeah, when you got all of what they've got at AEW because he went to AEW, I say he made the correct move.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Continue with your loves and lows, though, OG. Go right ahead.
Okay, loaves. It just didn't make sense to me with Swerve. I hated it. I'm a big Swerve fan. Swerve's one of my favorites, but I think they should turn Hangman heel and make them a heel tag team.
Ooh. Now, I'm not against that. It gives It gives Hangman something else to do, because this whole like trios thing, it almost feels like a default setting. Like, oh, we don't know what else to do with Hangman. Well, put the trios titles on him. I mean, that's always worked. No, it's not working anymore. I don't like it. I hate it. You took it off the demand. All right. I'll save that. But I'll save that. But yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
You've got a bunch of 6-man teams that are real 6-man teams,
Yeah.
and you're not featuring them. You're doing this, so I agree with you. My next loathe was the match between Chris Statlander and then Mick Rose had to come out and do an interview. It just the segment was flat, and I don't know why you needed a squash match on that show. You had 5 matches. You had to force that one in there. To me, it didn't make sense. To me. And
Yeah.
then my biggest loathe, Jon Moxley. I don't want to say they buried Jack Perry, because I don't think they buried, but they sure didn't help him. I mean, in my opinion, why not have Moxley wait until the big pay-per-view and he takes on the winner of the tournament, and Jack Perry goes through the tournament? Even if Moxley beats him in a great match, at least you made Perry going through the tournament. But
Instead, you killed him in the first round.
and he destroyed him. I mean, I like blood in matches. I just don't know what the stakes was to have blood in that match. And why was that the main event?
I don't know.
A first round match.
I don't know. And you had a TNT Championship match there. I don't know.
We know why it was the main event.
Yeah. I know.
It was Moxley.
Moxley.
And we'll see what they do with the story, but it's just not hitting for me at all with Moxley. And I don't want people to say, "Oh, you saying he's terrible." No, he's not a terrible wrestler. He's not.
No, we're not saying that.
No. I just don't like the direction that they're going, and he's controlling everything. Well, I don't disagree with you with his style, because it's the same all the time, and it's all about his ego.
Yep.
It's about making him look good.
Yep.
I
agree with you. It's just so like on a product that I'm wearing a damn shirt. I'm liking AEW. I enjoy the show. Like, it's just, he makes it so clear that he's making it about him, and it's just, come on, dude. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, last 4 or 5 weeks, the show's been pretty good. Even though last week I thought, they did a lot of matches and not a storytelling, but I would prefer that over this, because I thought this show was flat.
I thought it did fall a little bit flat. It was in Vegas, so I thought it was going to be a little bit better, just because Vegas has become such a hot spot for wrestling. But no, it just kind of was what it was. But let's give it over to the Voice. Voice, give me some loves and give me some loves, bro.
Okay, first love. I love when MJF takes over commentary in the middle of a match and says really kind of offensive shit in today's society and gets away with it. He called both Nick Wayne and Speedball twinks.
He did. He did.
Said, I'm gonna let these two twinks wrestle it out. Like,
he called Shivani a fat prick.
Like he's not like saying this shit like he's validating their pride and who they are. The motherfucker's saying it just to get heat.
He's a dick.
I love it. I mean, it just shows you that your top heel is doing top heel shit. I like that match too. I thought it was a good one. I still can't stand Speedball. You're never going to convince me on that one. But the match itself, Nick Wayne, I agree with you guys. It seems like ever since his little viral clip that went around in that other triple threat match he had where I think Jungle Jack was in it.
Jungle Jack and Andrade for the national championship.
Yes. He's on the outside just having an actual full-blown conversation about how the fans like really liking what he's doing. And he was just so like in the moment watching and shit. And then, I don't know. I enjoy it.
Seems like a cool kid.
He does. He seems like he's enjoying the moment, and that always makes me root for somebody, especially in this business. Another thing I loved, I loved the fact that we got the idea that Jungle Jack could possibly have won. I hate the idea that what they came out with.
Yeah.
But to me, I think inside the Jungle Jack story that they're trying to tell, in some weird way, this match specifically is going to be a focal point for the next couple weeks coming forward in his story.
Okay.
So I think they're going to find a way to make this work in a sense. So I love that, because to me, Jack needs he needs a year in which everybody's behind him and actually enjoying what he's doing, instead of talking about who his dad is, or talking about who he's teamed up with in wrestling, or talking about what he yelled at a camera. Let's just enjoy the young man's wrestling ability, see where it goes, get behind him as fans, buy his merch, go to the shows, cheer him on. That's simple as that, and I think there's going to be a big move for that. Another thing that I love, I love that they're trying with the women's division.
Yeah.
I don't love who they have that they're trying with. And the fact that, like Tony brought up, well, what are you doing a squash match? What are you doing with Mick Foley being in there interviewing, and then another match? What do you do? Why are we doing these things? Who's making these choices? Why is Renee Paquette not doing these things? Renee needs to be out there. Don't throw Mick in a ring. Okay? Let's just not do that. But we could make Mick a manager. What? Darby Allin's just wandering around being Darby Allin. He's already had Sting advise him on shit.
Yeah.
Why not have fucking Mick Foley team up with him in a weird way? Not where Mick takes anything. I don't bubble wrap that fat fucker and tell him he's Santa for the day. Do not do anything to him.
Yeah.
But you can work off his aura. What he brings,
you can.
what they're trying to do.
You can use his name.
You have Renee Paquette for that job. And she's very good at what she does.
Oh, she's
Her
amazing.
and Aubrey are my favorite things no matter what AEW does, because I do enjoy what they do, because they stick to what they're good at.
And they do it really well.
She does. They both do it so well. Renee, you've brought me to Mean Gene Okerlund, and you guys don't even share the same PPs and vagins. Like, you guys are different. I'm not supposed to think of this guy when I see her, but I do. I think of Mean Gene.
Hell yeah.
Because of the way AEW has positioned her.
Yep.
Aubrey, her facial expressions, things like that. That reminds me of Little Nate back in WCW, just being the weird little, like, he's a fan of wrestling, but he's also a ref. You got to respect him. I like what she's doing. My lows across the board is, I personally think too many of these vets who have complained about the vets before them, who have had so many issues with how we're going to change the face of wrestling. And even though you're over at WWE, CM Punk, you fall into this also. They're falling in that fucking vet void in which every storyline needs to be everything adapted to them. Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho. That whole thing right there really put a sour taste in my mouth. And I am a Jericho-holic.
You are a Jericho-holic.
Y2J forever. Like, that really aggravated me because of who he was going against. And if we want to talk about these young athletes paying their dues and doing everything correct because the vet does it all right, pudding pops and everything, then start fucking acting like it. And when shit goes wrong, fucking correct it. Don't act like a child.
Fair.
I mean, they ruined that entire match because of that one thing.
And, you know, an otherwise really good match is going to get lost. What pisses me off is the fact that it's all lost in the wind, brother. It's all lost in the wind. The fact that that was a good match, the fact that that was Kevin Knight's 10th title defense, and we have to have a conversation is Kevin Knight one of, if not the best TNT champion of all time? The fact that he pinned the first ever AEW World Heavyweight Champion, we're not talking about any of that. We're talking about that stupid blown spot, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, it's annoying because I mean, Jet came out fired up in that match. He was the first one to attack, and I mean, I've seen him do it before, but I've never seen him do it like that. Into the fact where that first foot choke that he did to Jericho in the corner, fucking Jericho was smirking as he was coming out of that, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing.
We're gonna go. Okay, like, I love that intensity, and then the fact that at the very end that bullshit happened. It's annoying.
Yeah,
especially whose name's attached to it.
Yeah,
man, that makes it worse. It just makes it worse. So, do you have any other lows, or are we where you at?
No, I'm good. I'm done being an asshole for the night.
That's all right, man. We're used to it over here, so it's all good. We love you for it. We love you for it
too. Trust me.
So let's jump it over to me. Some of my loves from this episode of AEW Dynamite. I mean, Nick Wayne, man. I've become a Nick Wayne, slowly starting to become a Nick Wayne guy. And it's not just because the last few matches that I've seen him, he's super solid in the ring, super smooth. And his flying, he's just getting really, really good. But it's the reason that he's my low for this, my love for this week is because of the interactions he had during that match with MJF. Very good interactions to where MJF's like, hey, let me teach you how to do it. And then he picks up Speedball and starts like, hey, punch him. He starts punching him and stuff like that. And then MJF is like, all right, do one of your big moves. Go on, do one of your flip moves or whatever. and then Nick Wayne hits him with a sliced bread.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Nick Wayne's trying to recover. And then MJF just steals the pin. And Nick Wayne's like, hold on, wait a minute. And he's like, what are you doing? You told me to do a move. You stole the pin. And then he was like, hey, I'm supposed, the fact that you're in the ring with me, you've already won. So I should be able to win this match, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes back. And then it all ends with MJF slapping the shit out of Nick Wayne. He slapped the shit out of Nick Wayne. But you know what? It's okay. Because Nick Wayne got his receipt later, slapped the shit out of him, and then looked him in the eye and said, thanks for the advice, asshole. And I'm like, this kid's money. He's in there with arguably the best wrestler on the entire planet right now and just jaw-jacking with him. This kid has a future. I believe in Nick Wayne.
Yeah, he says yes.
Yep, I believe it. I believe in Nick Wayne. That was good shit with him and MJF. Like, it was good shit. Speaking of another love, MJF. Anything this man does. I mean, it's just a random Wednesday night Dynamite that's not even, like, groundbreaking or good and like great or anything like that. But, like, he's just still there doing his shit, shining. He's just the man. Like, it's like what OG said. Like, when he's not on the show, it suffers. And I can only imagine what we'd be saying about this show if he was not on it.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. Another love. I love the idea and the concept of the Continental Challenge Cup. I mean, the blind draw in the first round, cool, okay. But then you're doing a blind draw in the second round. That's interesting to me. I truly appreciate the Continental rules. I really do. I'm a big advocate on if we're going to have more than one mid-card championship, how are they different? How is the national championship different than the international championship? I don't think it's any different at all. How is the TNT championship different from the international championship? I don't think it's any different at all. But the Continental Championship, it's different because it has a different set of rules. It has a different criteria that it goes by. So while I cannot stand the idea of having 4 different mid-card men's championships, I will say that the Continental Championship in its own way does stand out. So there's that for me. Another love, Mercedes Moné coming in and bringing that viciousness that I believe Voice was talking about earlier in the pre-taped segment. Just bringing it because you have to have that with Willow because they have such a strong, long history with each other that Willow can't go into this thing all smiles. She has to come into this thing with a little bit of fire. It's got to feel different. It's got to feel different. Willow has to have a sense of urgency, and I love the fact that Moné has created that sense of urgency, and we'll see how Willow responds in the future. So those are my loves for the show. So let's get into my loaves. We did not need a first round Continental Challenge Cup match as the main event at all. At all. That was not needed. I honestly, because me and Voice, we went over a little bit yesterday on our WCW watch along. So when we went over the show, I quickly got on the internet because I was like, dang, I bet they opened up the show with that Continental Challenge Cup between Mox and Jungle Jack, because it just felt like that would have opened the show. I was absolutely wrong, but I felt like, and so honestly, OG, when they said that it was main eventing, when I realized it was main eventing, I was like, Jungle Jack might win in the main event. Oh, he might win in the main event. They might make it a big thing that he beats him in the main event. So I was feeling kind of confident going into it. And then the way it went down is just, I'm just so over Mox being all about Mox, man. Like, and the Death Riders are benefiting off of this. So nobody like in the backstage is going to be like, come on, man. Like, you're doing way too much. Nobody close to him is going to say that shit. He's got way too much skin in the game, and anybody in his gravitas is going to benefit from it. Or not. I mean, what exactly is Wheeler Yuta and Danny Garcia even benefiting from this? I mean, at this time. TV time. Get it. Got it. Good. Totally understand. You're 100% right on that. No arguments. But damn, man. Like, it's just...
Even stole Daniel's fucking... When Daniel would come out and do this, Mox comes out and does that now. Daniel doesn't do it too much anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know what Mox is doing when he comes out and does that, what he does. And he does the whole, like, flex thing and everything. Like, this dude is just so into himself. Just so into himself. But I don't want to beat that dead horse. We talked about that more than enough on this show. Another low, the Swerve return. Oh, the Swerve return was just bad. I mean... they don't know what to do with this guy right now. And if this is what we're leading towards with the New Day being in a trios, I mean, there's some people, because I know that OG is right about that, because I saw some people in some different groups kind of slightly alluding to it earlier when I was kind of scrolling along and seeing some stuff. I was like, I don't know if I want to see that. I don't know if I want to see that. I don't know if I want to see that at all. I just don't know, because Swerve is in such a weird spot right now. He comes out and he talks to Bro Dito, talks to Hangman, and is like, oh, well, what are you guys doing? I have problems with you guys. Well, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, what do you... Like, what's your purpose right now, brother? Like, we know you're one of the best wrestlers in the company, but what is your purpose? You have nothing. Nothing. And then he's like, oh, well, let me just go on through this whole this whole stable of people or whatever. And then nothing. It's like he just comes, it's so dumb. Another loaf is, why do we need another, like, more than 5-person stable? Why is the Demand and Lethal Twist hanging out? Why do we need this? Why do we need this? We already got the Don Callis family that got 1,500 members. We don't need another one like this. It's not needed. Well, it's just not. Go ahead, OG.
Lethal Twist gets a 6-man title match on Collision this Saturday.
Okay, so they're going up against Bro Dito and Hangman.
For the belts.
Oh, yeah, they're about to get demolished. I mean, they don't have anything else to do with Hangman, so they're like, let's put the trios titles on him. I don't understand. It's just, Voice talked about those guys that's taking up time and making it about themselves. He talked about Kenny Omega. He talked about Jon Moxley. How is Adam Page not in that conversation? I mean, I'm not saying he's making the world title about himself, but he's definitely taking up this trios thing when OG, who made a great point earlier, there's so many trios up in the mix, bro. You could do different variations of the Death Riders. You could do different variations of the Bang Bang Gang. You got the Demand. You got the Rascals. You got different variations of the Don Callis family. And we're putting it on, bro. Dito. But OG, I just named like 5 or 6 different trios teams.
Hangman and Swerve should not be anywhere close to them 6-man titles.
Exactly. What are we doing? I don't know. It's just Voice, I know I brought this up when we talked to Pluggo, and that's I'm gonna end that on my Loathes, because if I keep giving Loathes, it's gonna be a lot for this one. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't love this episode, but OG, I said on the episode with Pluggo, our buddy Pluggo, I was like, I sent you that text a few weeks ago saying, right now I think I like AEW a little bit more than WWE. And then after that last week of WWE, which was a great week coming out of SummerSlam, they had a good ass week coming out of SummerSlam. I said, I think as of Sunday when me, you, and Pluggo talked, I was like, I think it like WWE is rising, but I still think I got to give the slight edge to AEW. I think right now, and we're definitely going to see how it pans out after Friday, but as of right now, I think it might be teetering a tad bit in WWE's favor, Voice.
Well, I can understand now. I mean, there's a lot of big moments that should not have left a bad taste in our mouths, and it did.
Yeah.
Swerve coming back. You know what? Why didn't it hit? Is because there's nothing different. If you leave, something different has to change. Guess what my different for Swerve is?
Let's go.
Why the fuck is Prince Nana still with him?
I love Nana, but like...
But why is he still with him? If you can explain that to me, I'll back off, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
What part does he serve in Swerve's story today?
I think that time has passed.
It has. And if you take that away, maybe this makes a little more of an impact with Swerve coming out. To me, maybe if he walked out with the New Day, if that's who's going to be with him, that changes it up. If there has to be something different when you come back. Yes, those 3 guys, he's had many encounters with. He's been in the ring with all 3 of them. So they're bending on that, making sense, and fans relying on that history for all of this to hit. Is it going to hit? I don't know. But OG, if you were pissed off about makeshift trios getting the titles, wait till you see when Swerve at New Day, they just throw it on them.
Yeah,
they're gonna, and you know they will.
I'm not saying that they couldn't be a good faction. I'm not saying they couldn't be a good group. I just don't know that's how you would debut them.
Do they even need each other? I don't even think Swerve and the New Day even need each other.
Well, it all depends on what you're trying to do. Who are we going to be pushing if we put them with Swerve? Are we pushing Swerve because he can attract talent like that to build up a collab?
Yeah.
I mean, what do we do with that? Are we building up New Day because they're coming in? Because we just found out the Machine Guns are there, right?
Yep.
What match did they have? Did you guys see a Machine Guns match?
No.
Nope.
Anybody catch Collision? Were they there doing matches?
No.
Oh, okay. So we brought them in for collector's items? What are we doing?
I don't know.
I want to defend it, bro. I want to so bad, but I got nothing. Fighting says Prince Nana is like the new age Bill Alfonso.
I can't agree with that. No.
I love Prince Nana. I also love Bill Alfonso. But I didn't love this episode of AEW Dynamite. I thought it was just a little bit slower than what they've normally done, which is fine. Not everything's going to be great. Not everything's going to be a home run, and you're going to have slow shows. So I'm not going to completely shit on it, but let's go ahead and go around the room here and give our grades for the show before we slide out of here and call this a really great episode. We'll start with OG here. What are you ranking the show?
I give it a 7. It wasn't terrible. It was just a little flat for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Brother Voice, what do you got?
Well, I don't, just because the girl you're dating throws up at the party because she drank a little much, you don't break up with her. I'm giving this an 8. We had some missteps. There were some things that didn't get closed out right for the matches, for promos, for things like that. But still, we found things we enjoyed, and those things that we enjoyed, I loved it. MJF, you're always going to make it an 8 if you're fucking going out there saying wild shit like you do, my friend.
I love him, man. He always makes things better. I was prepared to come out and, give the show at least a solid 7. But because the Divine Dominion cut a promo, I've got to give it a 6.5. I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. What was the point of dropping the mugs like that? I mean, and then they take their titles and then go separate ways off the camera like they just got nothing, man. Those two ladies, decent in the ring. I'm not falling all over myself to watch a Divine Dominion match or anything like that, but between the Divine Dominion and Chris Statlander, oh my goodness. You talk about a freaking vortex of charisma. Those three women together, oh my goodness. Just wasted the beer. You wasted it.
I think they should start a 6-woman tag division and put Statlander with them too.
Oh God, do you want people to change the channel?
All right, nurses, get him his proper meds because he's fucking speaking wild shit.
Oh man. So yeah, I'm giving that a 6.5 out of 10, man. I know they can do better. I just know they can. And not every show's going to be hitting it out of the park. I get it. I understand that. But I just think you move a couple of things around, some things get cleaned up a little bit. This could easily be a 7.5 or even an 8.
Well, they've been doing it, and people say it's a young company. Look, it's never going to be 50 or 60 years for a long, long time. So it's only been 7 years, I understand. Yep. But the wrestling part, they got down. They can put on good matches. But the consistency with the other stuff is still struggling.
Yeah.
To be consistent, every week. But I think that a lot of that's the Tony Khan having too much input and Jon Moxley having too much input.
Oh, definitely that.
If I was on the airplane for the next show, I would sneak some cocaine in Jon Moxley's carry-on and then tell the drug dog, go there. I'd get his ass arrested.
Damn.
Fuck. You get 3 to 4 weeks of Moxley not being on there.
That's how you get Moxley not on TV. But I think OG's making a point, though, because, like, I honestly, I think part of it, too, is, like, we all know how TK is. I personally have grown quite fond of TK. I'm not gonna lie. I actually have. But he seems like the type of guy that has a million ideas, a million miles a minute, always go like I could definitely see that in him for sure. So I could see how things could get off track when you have somebody that's, that seems, I could be wrong, but seems a little scatterbrained. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you clean some of that up and maybe that consistency can get there. But, I'll be back next week. I will be back next week and we'll do it again. We'll talk some more AEW, but let's get Tony out of here because he's one of the hardest working men in sports media here and podcasting here in our region. Where can they catch you and everything that you're doing, my friend?
Yep, Gonzo's Sports Room, Gonzo's Wrestling Room. We've got a show coming on here just a little after 8 probably. Face or Heel Pro Wrestling Talk. We'll be talking a lot of pro wrestling stuff and about the week of pro wrestling. And then at 10 o'clock, we've got Gonzo's Sports Room at 10 o'clock. Last night we did a show, guys. If you like not being politically correct, that show is for you. We went off the rails from the get-go. It stayed off the rails the whole show. And it was something else. So if you want to check out something, hopefully you're not easily offended because we definitely crossed the line last night. But definitely check that out. I'm going to be on In Your House this Sunday. Of course, we got the SmackDown show Friday night.
Yep.
As soon as it's so got that going on. So yeah, I'm doing this week counting Sunday show. I will have done from Monday to Sunday. I have done 10 shows.
You're the hardest working man. We love to hear it. You're always out there grinding, man.
Having a blast.
Man. I love it. Just for the love of the game, and that's just the best, man. That's just the best. We always enjoy your input, always enjoy your insights and thoughts on professional wrestling, which is why we always have you on, because it just makes the show and the flow of the show even better when you have somebody with that type of insight. So we appreciate you, man. And most definitely Sunday we're gonna have fun. I'll talk about that here in a little bit as far as what we're doing Sunday, but let me give it to the voice, Josh Joseph, who does a lot of great work here for In Your House. Where can they catch you in everything you're doing?
All right, fans. So if you want to see this again, why don't you stop in next Thursday when we kick it off again, where me and Howse and OG Tony, we talk, that's right, Dynamite. AEW, to be in fact, not just regular Dynamite, because that'd probably get us banned. But we're here talking AEW, and it's always a fun time. Yes, this week was downhill, but there's always uphill. It can't always rain. If you know where that's from, why don't you drop that in the chat? Yeah, that'll be a little nice trivia there. But stop in next Thursday, hang out with us. We're gonna do it all over again. If you enjoy Monday Night Raw, I know I do. That's why I have a show, and I bring two of my favorite people on the planet, Kevin Calloway and Bruzy. Yes, Bruzy is our new fresh meat. We hit him. I'm just going to be honest with you. We just hit him and say, do the shit, Bruzy. And if you don't, you're going to get hit again.
Poor
and he
Bruzy.
says, okay. He wants to learn, and that's how we learn, by hitting. Yes. Take that home, kids. But come hang out with us. 6:15 is when we go live, and that's where me, Bruzy, and Kevin each pick a topic out of Monday Night Raw, and we give it to you. We let you know what we want to talk about, what we liked, what we didn't like, or maybe we just want to get a discussion going. So come hang out with us and have that talk with us at 6:15 every Tuesday with me, Kevin Calloway, and Bruzy. Outside of that, there's a WCW show that we love, we hold dear to our hearts because, well, they don't fucking make them anymore. You can only watch the past, and that's what we do. I mean, AEW gets pretty close, but we go back in time. Me and Howse, to be in fact, we get going at Wednesdays at 6, where we watch WCW. We love it. It's something that me and Howse instantly connected on when everybody was like, oh, we love Raw. We love Raw. No, man, it's WCW. What are you talking about?
Nitro, baby.
Nitro. And then, SmackDown, I got some Thunder for you. Yeah, we love Thunder too. So come hang out with me and Howse at 6 on Wednesday when we watch WCW.
It is an amazing time. We go back and we watch a lot of the past. And of course, we talk about our weekly news topics as well for the podcast exclusive version on Apple Podcasts and Spotify that you guys can catch there. So, all right, voice, are you ready?
Oh, I am ready.
All right, here we go. www.inyourhouse.com, www.inyourhouse.com, www.inyourhouse.com. Check that out for all the blogs, vlogs, upcoming dates. All of our shows are there on the homepage there as well. August 30th, we are going to be hanging out. It's going to be a great time because we're going to be watching AEW All In. We're watching along, me and the team, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 30th. We'll be watching it. Our UK correspondent Nightwing will be at Wembley. We're going to try to get just a couple of minutes with him right outside of Wembley if we can, and then we're going to let him enjoy the show while we enjoy the show over here, myself and the team. That is going to be a great time. This Sunday, I'm going to be having OG on the show. Of course, Voice will be back to produce the show as he normally does, and I can most definitely say that we will be having a state of the household address. So I will be taking about 10-15 minutes to just give you guys out there in the household updates of what's going on here at In Your House and what we are doing. It's been a while since we've done a State of the Household address, so we're going to do that Sunday on top of talking about all the wrestling that comes out of this weekend and comes out of the week and everything. So you guys already know Sunday, the Sunday House Party is what we're doing. And of course, www.inyourhouse.com, www.inyourhouse.com, www.inyourhouse.com. Go check that out. And man, we've got some big things moving. I'm like ready to bust out at the seams to tell you guys out there in the household what we got going on, but I have to wait for a couple of more confirmations before I do, because I don't want to have us out here looking foolish. I want to make sure that all of our T's are crossed and I's are dotted before these great things that I got going on can be announced. And as soon as they get confirmed, they will be announced, and that's all part of the work. And that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So for OG Tony Gonzalez from Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room, for the voice Josh Joseph and the whole team here at In Your House, I'm Alakan the Con Man House, here to remind you to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon, get on or get gone, because the household is still almighty strong. You guys have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. You guys can catch OG Tony tomorrow with Chris talking some SmackDown. www.inyourhouse.com. Peace.
Dynamite, 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 dynamite.